Welcome to another episode of Police Community and You. I'm Sergeant Hill, retired from Howard Township Police Department. Once again, today I'm here with Krista Riddle from the Howard Township Municipal Alliance. Obviously, there's a lot going on, and we wanted to talk about several things, but we want to start off with, I'm glad Krista's here because last time she was here, we talked about some mental health issues. And I can't think of a better topic than now with the pandemic, the economic problems that are going on in the world, people out of work, unemployment rates are high, and then we have the unfortunate death of George Floyd and all the unrest that's going on with that. People are all over the place. If you look at social media, and I have no social media for that particular reason, is because I don't want to continue to see this. But some people are just drawn to it, stuck to it. People are losing friends because of posts and this and that, and none of us were there, right? But all of us are involved because that's the world we live in today. And so people are trying to navigate these difficult times and get back to realization. I've run into people I haven't seen in a long time and people I've seen often. And they all are like shaking their head like, what is going on? What is going on? What do you think of this? What is that? That's the top. The world is crazy right now. So can you give them clues on how to get themselves mentally right?
Absolutely. So I would say our last segment really pertains to that, self-care, care for others, which an important part, if you remember, was listening, active listening, respecting other people's opinions, and disengaging. Like you said, just go on social media or watch the news for facts, and that's it. You can't drown yourself in it because then there's no escape. So finding those escapes. And if you go to our Alliance website, you'll see a tab for stress relief, which is on the Howell Township website. You click on Alliance, and then you go to stress relief, and there are plenty of resources there for kind of calming down, recentering yourself, and taking care of your mental well-being.
Obviously, there's a lot of parents in town that have kids of certain ages, different ages, and high school kids and maybe some of the middle school kids probably have questions and comments. It's time for honest conversation with their kids, but again, talk to the kids off of it, back them off away from the TV, back them away from the social media.
Yes, and you need to explain it in terms kids can understand and listen to what they're saying, not just tell them how to feel or discounting because they're younger, that they don't know anything. They're often very wise and they see everything, not just what we want them to see. They take in everything. So it's very important to protect our children during this time through dialogue and honesty and being age appropriate in our discussions. And then if somebody is drowning or feeling overly stressed, to get professional help right away.
Great. Later in this episode, Chief Cooke and I are going to sit down and we're going to talk about this whole process just to let people know that there are options. There's different choices. There's different techniques. There's a lot of different things that law enforcement can do, that community can do, that the stakeholders, everyone can do. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'm excited to allow you to take control of this because you have a lot of good information to talk to them about, and I don't want to interrupt you, so it's all yours.
You know, I get very focused, so thank you.
I'm going to let you focus in, and I'm going to step out, but I will be back.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So feeding off of our last segment that we did for Howell TV for the Alliance, that was more on self-care, care for others, and then getting professional help for mental health. This time we're going to follow up on another issue that's going on during COVID-19. It's always going on, but it's particularly spiking during COVID-19, and that is substance use disorders and mental health disorders. So according to a recent report by Express Scripts in their America's State of Mind report, there has been a 21% increase in anti-anxiety, antidepressant, and sleep aid medications between February 16th and March 15th, which was the onset of the COVID and the social restrictions, with 78% of those written as new prescriptions. So not people already taking those medications, but turning to them in a time of stress. Anti-anxiety prescriptions rose 34.1%, according to the report. Antidepressant prescriptions rose 18.6%, and sleep aid prescriptions rose 14.8%. So it's a response to stressful times, as Chris was saying, financially for people, socially, emotionally, and now we have another layer with the death of George Floyd. So a lot of stress and anxiety for people trying to figure things out. So in our homes, most people have some sort of prescription medication. And as an ongoing effort in the Howell community, the Howell Alliance has been partnering for years with the Howell Police Department to encourage people to get rid of unwanted prescriptions. So you need to properly secure your prescriptions, and you need to get rid of unused, unwanted prescriptions, and some over-the-counter medications for several reasons. So first of all, when you're storing your prescriptions, they should be out of sight and out of reach, preferably in something that's locked. And also, they should be kept in the bottles that they come from or containers they come from the pharmacy with the label on them. It is important to never share your prescriptions with someone else, and to also make sure you're taking proper doses according to the proper time schedule that you're given, and then to dispose of unwanted medications immediately. Now, we have several options in Howell for proper prescription disposal. You can see this is our website. So if you go to the Howell Township website, you click on under Departments Alliance, one of our tabs will be Safe Prescription Disposal. And you pull up that page and all of our options are on there. That's our flyer. It's been a banner at Town Hall and also at Howell High School, telling people the resources we have in Howell to get rid of their medications. And we also have postcards we give out. So during social distancing, we are coming up with a contactless way to get rid of your unwanted prescriptions. So normally we have you dropping off at the Project Medicine drop box at police headquarters. That offers 24/7 anonymous disposal of your medications. If you're hesitant to go, or you're at home, we normally offer police pickup at home. So you would call the non-emergency police number at 732-938-4111. And a police officer would come to pick up your unwanted medications. Well, at this time, we're trying to limit social contact. So another option we have is Dispose Rx. And these are just at-home prescription disposal packets. So today I'm going to explain how you can get some of these to get rid of the unwanted medications. Because if they wind up in the wrong hands, they can be misused. They can spike substance use disorder and addiction. Especially during these trying times when people are looking for stress relief and possibly to self-medicate. Also, it is important, before I go on to the Dispose Rx, to monitor seniors. Make sure, especially with social isolation and they're home alone, that they are taking their proper prescriptions at the proper time, not mixing them with alcohol. So check in on that. Okay, so Dispose Rx, we partnered with Dispose Rx back in June of 2019. We came across the Dispose Rx option for at-home disposal, which I'm going to explain how to use. And they kindly donated 500 of these packets to Howell to distribute throughout the Howell community, which we did through National Night Out and Howell Day and other means of distribution. We also bought some, but we connected with Dispose Rx last week, and they also gratefully extended to us 200 more free packets. So what our thought is, we're going to do contactless medication disposal. All you have to do is call the Alliance. Our number is up here. It's actually not on the screen, but I will give it to you. It is 732-938-4500. I am at extension 4012. My information is also on the Alliance page under departments on the Howell Township Municipal website. And my email is there as well. It's criddle@twp.howell.nj.us. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a bin in front of Town Hall. The municipal building is located at 4567 Route 9 North. So what you would do is call or email me. Tell me how many Dispose Rx packets you'd like for at-home disposal. I will put them in a bin out in front of Town Hall with directions on how to use the packets. And then you can just take the packets home and follow the instructions. I'll also have instructions in the bin that they're very easy to follow. With a few small steps, simple steps, you can just dispose of your unwanted medications at your leisure, at home, and immediately, so they don't get into the wrong hands. And this is perfect for social distancing. If you don't want to, we have disposable bags that we use, disposal bags we use to encourage people to drop off at Project Medicine Drop. But if you're not, hesitant to get out or go to the police department, you can use this Dispose Rx packet. It's very important to remember to get rid of any kind of unwanted medications immediately. So the Dispose Rx packet will work with pills. It will work with liquid forms and powder forms of medication by following the instructions. So this is something that is activated by adding water to the prescription vial. You add the Dispose Rx and you shake it. It becomes a gel. It's environmentally safe, whereas if you flush your prescriptions down the drain or the toilet, it's going into the water supply. There's trace amounts of prescription drugs in our water supply. So rather than do that, you can just mix it with Dispose Rx. It becomes something that's not environmentally hazardous, and you can immediately get rid of the prescription, and it is rendered useless. So somebody couldn't pick through it and then take out the prescription. The medication in it is destroyed. So we have plenty of packets. We're encouraging people just to call us and get your free packets. As soon as they get a call or an email, we'll arrange a pickup. I'll put it in the bin outside, and you can, without contacting anyone, just go into the bin, take the instructions and the packet, bring them home, and then you can take 10 packets, as many as you need, to get rid of unwanted meds. You can keep them on hand. Just to let people know, some of the common antidepressants are Zoloft, Prozac, Cymbalta, Wellbutrin, and Paxil. Some of the common anti-anxiety medications or benzodiazepines are Xanax, Klonopin, Valium, and Ativan. We often think of just opioids when we're looking to get rid of prescriptions, but it goes beyond that. The benzodiazepines are also being abused, which are the anti-anxiety and antidepressant medications as well. Also, if a toddler or a child finds a prescription lying around, they may take it and then they're poisoned. So there's a lot of positives in getting rid of your prescriptions. So if you have any questions or you'd like to arrange to get your contact list drop off of the Dispose Rx packets, call me, Krista Riddle. I am the Alliance Coordinator, 732-938-4500, extension 4012. And if you'd like to view our last segment on HAL TV about mental health support, you can. It'll be posted on our website under in the Alliance in the News, or you can go to the HAL TV channel. And I think on the main HAL Township website, there is also links to HAL TV or on YouTube. And this way you can, during these stressful times of division and isolation, maybe you can find some way to calm yourself and preserve your mental health. So thank you very much for your time.
As always, Krista, thanks for that valuable information. I want people to know that the HAL Municipal Alliance is there to help them during these difficult times, but all the time.
Yes.
And that, the more information we could give them, the better off they will be, the better off our town. You can realize the resources our town has. And during these difficult times, don't hesitate to call or email or set up someone, because I'm sure you have a wealth of information you can share with them.
Yeah, and I do appreciate all the township collaboration with PAL and the police and the Chamber of Commerce and all different, civic organizations, because together we make a team and it's effective, and we're here, so.
That's right, we're here, and so stay tuned, and we're going to continue to talk and have an open dialogue about what's going on in the world today. Thank you, and thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. As you can see, I'm here with Victor Cooke from the Office of Emergency Management. We asked him to come by today to talk about what's going on in town, what Office of Emergency Management is doing, and what information you need to know as the public to help keep you guys safe, and how you can assist us here in the town. So, Victor, welcome to the police community and you.
Thanks for having me, Chris. As you know, we've been overwhelmed with this COVID-19 pandemic outbreak in the state since March 17th. Here in Howell, our first positive case was on March 20th of this year. So since March 20th of this year, we have 366 confirmed cases in Howell Township. We also have 9 confirmed cases in the borough of Farmingdale, and Howell OEM does Farmingdale also. So we keep track of both of the numbers in Howell and Farmingdale. Again, the Monmouth County has a total of 4,003 total cases, positive cases within the county. To break these numbers down, the 366 positive cases in Howell out of approximately 60,000 residents we have here is about 0.0066% of our total population that has a positive COVID reading. And probably I attest the lower readings to that, the lower number of positives, is because residents of this township are adhering to the state Governor Murphy's executive orders to stay at home, to go shopping when they necessarily need to go shopping, and also following the guidelines set forth by Governor Murphy with covering their face. That's very important. Social distancing and covering of the face when you go into the supermarkets and liquor stores and stuff like that is essential. Again, you don't want to take this disease home to your family if you're not sick, and you don't want to transmit it to other people if you are sick. So if you go into these essential businesses to go shopping, it's absolutely mandatory that you wear some sort of facial covering over your face, which means your nose and your mouth and your chin when you go shopping. If you don't adhere to that warning, the management of those establishments has all the right to remove you from the store and not allow you to shop or enter back in there.
So management can actually, you walk into Home Depot without a mask, they can say, go back and get a mask.
Yes, they can have you go back and get a mask, or they can actually deny access to shop in their store.
And you spoke of the 346 cases and how that were confirmed, but if I was corrected, a lot of those also came from the center that we have testing going on?
Yes, we do have a mobile test site at Middle School North. It is run privately by Instadoc, which is located here on Route 9. They have this testing site, this drive-through test site. You don't get out of the car. It's by appointment only. You have to make those appointments with Instadoc. I do believe on their website, and they give you a time frame every 10 minutes, and you have to be symptomatic. And I don't know what the symptoms are for them. You fill out this form. They then tell you if you have showing the signs of the COVID-19 virus. They give you a time slot. You drive through to Middle School North, and you get tested. Again, that's one of the other reasons why we've had a lot of people tested, and I think our numbers are low, is because a lot of township residents are taking the necessary steps. If they are feeling ill, one, they stay home, two, they go to the doctor and get tested. So
Of the 346,
66, excuse me.
366 that
Yes.
tested positive, and how they tested their Howell residents, or they're just, those tests were conducted in Howell?
The 366 number total positive are just Howell residents.
Okay.
They're not included in any other township.
Great.
So how this works is they get tested by whoever, drive-through doctor, the test sites that the state has up. The test results go from the lab to the state DOH, Department of Health. They then get filtered back through the county, and then the positive numbers get filtered back through the local municipalities. And the reason for that is just to flag an address in the police CAD system. So first responders know what they're getting into if you call for an ambulance or the police.
No, knowing that you're out there every day doing this and trying to keep people safe, what are some of the things that you've seen that are positive, and what are some of the things that you would like to see changed from the resident standpoint or customers or whatever?
Well, again, positive notes, covering your face. Don't going out, don't leave your home unless it's absolutely necessary. Social distancing is a must. Again, 6 feet of social distancing, all right? Not having larger gatherings than 10 people or more, all right? The state mandates 10 people or less. Try to keep your social distancing. Wear your face mask. Again, large gatherings. We closed the parks. We have closed township parks. Again, large gatherings in the park, and they weren't keeping social distancing. So we follow order as the state. The state closed all state and county parks. We then decided to close our township parks. And again, that's just for the safety of our residents.
Right.
We don't want to keep spreading this COVID-19 virus to our residents of this township.
Good. And as they may feel symptoms or concerned, what should they do?
Well, again, it's a toss-up between allergy season right now.
Right.
And COVID-19 virus. There's different symptoms. I mean, if you wake up and you got flu-like symptoms, you have a fever greater than 100, you have a sore throat, your head hurts, and some of them say you lose your taste, your smell or taste, then by all means, either call for, if you can't manage to get to the doctor on your own, you can call, for an ambulance EMS to come and evaluate you. or if you have a private care physician, contact them immediately, tell them your symptoms, and they will arrange for you to get tested for the COVID-19. Again, once you get tested for this test, if the doctor thinks that you have been exposed to this, he is going to tell you to quarantine yourself for 72 hours. Please adhere by their warnings and quarantine yourself for 72 hours away from your family members and away from the general public. Await the test results. Hopefully you'll come back negative, and then you can join your family again. But you're just trying to stop the spread. If you come back positive, at least you have that 72-hour window where you have been quarantined and not around family members that you're going to expose your family members to the virus.
Okay. You mentioned before essential businesses. I think it's important that they know what they're supposed to do and who's essential.
Well, essential businesses, again, this has been a debate and it's changing. The essential businesses are grocery stores, liquor stores. A big one is car washes. Car washes are essential if you do not have employees that are hand drying or vacuuming other people's cars. If it's an automated car wash and nobody's touching your car, you can remain open.
Oh, okay.
If there's any personnel there, any employees that are drying or vacuuming the cars, you cannot operate. Pharmacies can stay open. That's probably the big three: pharmacies, grocery stores, liquor stores.
Well, you hear this thing about essential construction and light construction. I'm not sure what the difference is. Is that considered landscapers? Is that considered?
Well, again, go ahead.
Carpentry.
Here's what we're getting from the state. The state is reviewing these policies every day.
Right.
Who's essential? Who's not essential? Right now, Governor Murphy said that essential work includes as you know, we're doing the sewer and water project in Freewood Acres.
Right.
That remains operational because that's essential. It's water and sewer.
Right.
If you're building a second story on your home, that's where it becomes a gray area.
Right.
It might be essential for you as the resident that wants to get this built, but it might not be essential for the state to let them to continue to operate.
So if someone's working on your house right now and they tell you that they can't work, then they've been told that they can't work. It's not that they're trying to not do the job, pretty much.
That's correct. If they're told by the state or local authorities that you can't work because you're non-essential, they're not working because the state executive order tells them they can't work.
And is there someone that a resident can call, a number to say, I have an open permit, can work continue, or should I stop it?
Yes, you can call community development. Again, that number is 732-938-4500, and just pick the option for community development, and that will bring you right to the building department. And they can possibly answer any questions you have on construction of the buildings.
So with regards to OEM and the Office of Emergency Management, there's a lot of other factors that you guys respond to, or I should say we respond to, being a deputy coordinator with the Office of Emergency Management, just to let the people know some of the things that we respond to around hazmat and so on and so forth.
Well, OEM is, Office of Emergency Management is multifunctional. Our primary goal is a resource and documentation purposes, and to handle any major emergency that happens within this township, to keep the residents safe and made aware, and continually push out emergency information as needed to the residents. Our other goals, again, as the Office of Emergency Management, is actually mitigating hazmat situations along with the Southern Fire Department. We go as a tag team to any hazardous materials incident within the township. So we mitigate that. And we also respond to any major structure fire within the township. And that's not to fight the fires. The fire department does a fantastic job in this township. Why we go is to give assistance to the homeowner. We provide them Red Cross. We assist the fire department if the building needs to be boarded up and there's no owner on site. We get that done. And again, we manage the resources that they require to help them mitigate the situation.
So as you can see, there's a lot of things that go on with the Office of Emergency Management and all the things that we have going on. Right now, we're assisting and helping the senior citizens out, the senior center out with donations. So I know you wanted to talk about that for a minute.
That's correct. When this first started, our seniors, are exposed. and they're one of the, the classified
high risk.
people that could possibly get this COVID-19. So we started this, we try to working with the senior housing and senior center to keep the seniors in as much as possible. With the assistance of Melanie Decker, who's in charge of the senior center, we devised a plan to get food delivered to the senior center and PAL to distribute to the seniors and the needy, the needy individuals of the Howell Township. We established a working relationship with the food pantry and also with PAL and the senior center. Again, if you want to reach out for those individuals, if you're in need of certain materials or certain items, by all means reach out for them, and they will provide assistance if they can to those individuals that need it.
Right. And we still have somewhat of a homeless community. We're trying to locate and help as much as we can, but just so you know that that's ever moving and ever changing.
It is. In this township, it is ever changing, and yeah, they move quite frequent.
Right.
There's no one established homeless area in the township.
So there's a lot of different factors that the OEM does and a lot of things that they have going on, as well as keeping the town aware of the latest things coming out of the county, the state, and the federal government as regards to guidelines and so on and so forth.
Every afternoon at 4 p.m., Office of Emergency Management puts out a situational report, and also we actually put up a confirmed cases of the COVID-19 for the township since it first started on March 20th. Again, we put that on all the social media establishments that Howell Township has. We put it on the township website. We put it on the township Facebook page. We put it on the Howell OEM Twitter page, the Howell OEM Facebook page, and we also put it on Everbridge, where if you don't already know about it, you can actually text Howell and then COVID in large cap letters, COVID, and you can text that to 888-777, and that will get you joined up for Howell alerts as warranted. We push out all emergency alerts to that Everbridge site in Nixle.
So as you can see, there's a lot going on. I see the New Jersey Department of Health has a NJ211 is live.
Yes, for any information that you need on the COVID-19 virus, New Jersey Department of Health has set up a 211 informational hotline. All right, and again, you can also, here's the other thing, you can also text NJ COVID, that's NJCOVID, all capital letters, to 898-211, and again, that will sign you up for text messages. All right, they're there 24/7 to provide assistance on anything related to the COVID-19 outbreak. So that's another resource that residents can use to get information on this virus.
Well, as you can see, OEM is very busy in town, doing all they can to help keep us safe. I want to thank Victor for coming and sharing this information. And just know that Victor and OEM and his team are out there with their other agencies within town, work very close with law enforcement agency, Howell Township PD and Chief Kudrick, Melanie from the Senior Center, and Brian Novello, Paul Novello from Township Department of Public Works, to keep our residents safe, but also to keep you informed. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything you need to know, feel free to reach out. And I want to thank you all for watching this segment of the Police Community U, and I want to thank Victor again for coming on.
Thank you, sir.
All right, there you go.